Hello, everyone. How are you? I am KMD, also Kimmy Dinkins, and tonight we're here to do our series on the value of you. I am life coach and I am financial educator, and also my co-host tonight.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rita Oliver. I am the CEO and founder of Strategies, Options, and Solutions. I'm a master financial coach, a wealth management specialist. And so, what I do is I help seasoned public and private sector professionals to retire with money. And that's by helping them to save 30% or more automatically into retirement investments so they don't retire broke. And thank you so much, Kimmy, for having me tonight.
It's always my pleasure, Rita. We are definitely partners and definitely partnering in this venture to really help people to get an education. That's why tonight, when we talk about our value series, it has to deal with talking about the value of you, understanding your value and your value as it relates to your life and your finances. And this is the emphasis that we want to. This is what we want to emphasize tonight because really, when you give it a lot of thought, it just leads back to how do you see yourself? What does the word value means to you when you look at your personal life, and then when you look at your finances and how you use your finances, which are one and the same, honestly. So when you think about it, our lives are impacted by our finances, and how we use our finances impact our lives. And so I want to start by really, Rita, I want to, as we kind of share in this discussion, I just want to share about value. When we talk about value, so we can put it in a context for you, we're really dealing with your worth, your merit, how you value yourself, and the importance of you. How important are you to you? Have you ever given that any thought? I talk to people a lot and I'll say, have you thought about your own value and what it means to you? And so when we talk about life, we're really talking about your experience or your state of being, your being alive and how you're living. Sometimes we exist and sometimes we flourish in our existence. So, which are you and where are you? When we talk about finances, let us be very clear. We're talking about point blank, if I could use one word, money. Talking about money, but when we talk about money, money has it has more to it, and it means more. Money has to do with things that have worth. For example, your assets. What are your assets? When we talk with people who use stocks, so they have funds, or what are your resources? People say, what are your assets? Just saying, what are your resources? What resources do you have? And so basically, that's kind of, where we are when we talking about how you're utilizing your resources. Are you budgeting? Are you banking? Are you totally insured? Are you properly covered or protected? So that's really where we are. And so I'm gonna, let Rita kind of share as she talks about, the same thing in life and value. Rita?
Okay, thanks, Kim. When we talk about value, there are many types of values, but the top three that come to mind are your personal, the monetary, and family values. So when it comes to personal value is about the importance that you place on yourself, your characteristics and your behavior, your motivation to achieve your goals. Your personal values are things like your achievements, your the way that you live, how you interact with people, your expectations about yourself, your drive, your demeanor, your persona, your aura, how you connect, how you communicate. Also, your personal values are things that you hold true that drive your attitude, because when you believe in your personal values and you live them, many people can't take you away from them. You stand strong on them. Then, when we talk about family values, which is probably where you derived a lot of your personal values, your family values are what your family established in your household as the standards, things that you all stand on: truth, honesty, open, transparency, no lying, being direct, but also being courteous, being honest with other people, treating other people right, living by the golden rule. And then from those personal and those family values, also came out of there were money values or monetary values, because where you first learned about money was from your family. How your family handled money, the lack of or the abundance of, how you all
Yes.
budgeted, as Kim talked about, how you saved money or you didn't, or you had a lot of debt, or you're not one to pay your bills, coming from a place of lack, or as I said, abundance, where you give to others, you also are building wealth. You know the value of a dollar, if you will. So those three things are three top values when it comes to talking about life and talking about money, because they both go hand in hand. Because when you have life problems, usually it's revolved around money, and money problems are going to impact your life.
Yes. Yeah, so true. And so, when you go a little further and you start thinking about what you just said, really the personal values, the family values, and when you start mentioning monetary and economic value, it also is a direct emphasis on, direct reflection, if I may use that word, on your self worth. There are a lot of times when we equate who we are and our worth to the dollar amount that we have. Truly, that's not accurate, and that would not be applicable in terms of the true you and who you are. So when we talk about self-worth, we're really talking about that internal sense of being good enough.
Yeah.
Am I good enough? Am I good enough because of who I'm being, not because of what I have? And really, look, not because of what I do, because what I do and what I have could leave me. But when you look at yourself and being worthy of belonging from others, and the value that your worth that you give yourself, that's the kind of worth we're talking about. And so when you look at yourself and you think of yourself in these ways, then you can equate the value of what you're giving away, and the value of your relationships and the value of money. So when we look at money from a standpoint of our self-worth, then we use it differently. We see things
Yeah.
differently. We see people differently. And
Yeah.
when we talk about self-worth, we cannot not talk about self-esteem, your opinion of
Mhm.
yourself. So when we talk about that, you're looking at your confidence and your skills and your abilities, and that helps to build a solid self-esteem, your opinion about what you're capable of, what you can do, how to make good quality decisions. Why? Because of your opinion of you, and because of what you value concerning yourself. And so these are the kind of things that we look at, which leads us to Rita, next, when you get to a place where you feel it's so possible to achieve and accomplish, that has to do with a whole lot. Can you say more about that?
Absolutely, Kim. That has to deal with self efficacy. It's about your desire, the internal desire, and then your internal intention.
Mm,
Intention and desire go together, because if you have great self esteem, great self worth, then your intention and desire to do more and continue to do more, you will do that. All of the three things that we're talking about, self worth, self esteem, and self efficacy, is really a part of what I learned when I was in college in the 80s, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where it's that five level of the pyramid from the bottom up, that really your basic needs that you need in life, and then your physiological needs. And then as you get higher up the pyramid, it's about those three things that we talked about: the self worth, self esteem, and self efficacy. Your internal motivation and desire to do more. Because if you value yourself, you have, then will have the self worth, you definitely will have the self esteem, and the self
yes.
efficacy, the internal driver and motivator, will take you to different places, particularly when it comes to money. As we said, when you
Mhm.
have life problems, they involve money. Money problems impact your life. So
Mm,
when you put all three of those together, you're going to make smarter decisions about your life and smarter decisions about your money. You will know that your money is a tool and a means to help you have a life of security, safety, and stability. That's what Maslow has on that hierarchy. Those three basic needs then will help you to do more in building your self worth and self esteem. And you will continue to progress as you grow. Because when we're born, we grow and we die. It's about what happens in the middle of that gap. We have a
mhm.
beginning, we have an end. What did we do in the middle? Were we worth it? Did we have the self esteem, the belief in ourselves? And what was our internal motivation and drive to get us to other places to achieve high things and do great things and make great life decisions?
Mhm. Right. I like that. And I just like even having a conversation with you about it, because as a life coach, as a strategist, as a financial educator, then I started, working with people concerning their life and found
Yeah.
out that most people don't have one problem that money cannot resolve. They may
Yeah.
have a few things that will go beyond money, but most of the issues that people kind of mull over and they dread has to do with their finances. And so you find that when people are able to learn and they know how and they have the resources, the education, the understanding to make good financial choices, then the other issues that they deal with, they feel are really they're small concerning.
Yeah.
So when we
Yeah.
talk to you, when we've talked, as we've shared with you, shall I say, Rita and I, about your worth and your value. Our and I say our because we both believe in this. Our sole goal is to help people position themselves so that when they think in terms of value, they have a proper perspective. And when they think about their life and their finances, they have a good understanding of that money is just a tool that we use. We don't let it use us, we use it. And so when we take advantage of the total of our being, the totalness, the completeness of who we are. When we look at our worth, then we're able to sit down and make very intentional and conscious decisions about the value of who we are as it relates to how we live and what we do with our money. Because how we live and what we do with our money at the end is what's going to speak volumes to how we impacted others and how we impacted our communities and how we impacted all of those who are in our sphere, our reach, or within our area of influence. And so
Yes.
tonight we just wanted to share this with you briefly, and we'll keep talking about it because we feel like it's so important that we get back to value, who we are as a person, who we are in terms of how we see ourselves as it relates to our life, the purpose in which we were born, the finances we have and how we use them. And so I just wanted to share that as, how I kind of have been able to kind of utilize this in what I do to help people with their life and help them to bring the life and finances together. Why? Because it is one. It is one.
They
Rita?
go hand in hand. They go hand in hand. I
Right,
don't see how you can separate either, because
right.
that money isn't everything that an individual will do from the day they're born until the day they die. Money is
Mhm.
involved in it. And what's
Yeah.
involved all along, as I said, in between that gap of born and dying, is how did you handle your life, and how you handle your money shows how you handle your life.
Ooh, well said. Well said. Well, everybody, that's it for us. And you can reach us both. You can reach me on Facebook at McNeese Education and Empowerment. You can also email me at info.mcn and associates at gmail.com, or you can go to my website, www.mcneeseandassociates, and also on Instagram. Rita?
Okay, same thing here. You can follow me on Facebook at Rita Oliver, or at Strategies, Options, and Solutions, Money
Mhm.
Strategist, on Instagram at Money Strategist, and you can email me at RITAFO at RitaOliverSOS.com. And my website is RitaOliverSOS.com.
All right, Rita Oliver. So good to see you again.
Yeah,
I
you
can't
too.
wait till we get together and keep talking about this subject because I think it is so important that we start in putting these values inside of our young people at a very early age so that they can
Yes.
grow with that balance. And so as we teach balance and as we keep working with you to help you make some real life choices that'll give you the ability to
Yeah.
flourish, to
Yeah.
flourish, and to
Yeah.
strive. Okay, not
Yes.
just to survive. All right. So y'all have a great night. Take care, everybody.
Bye bye.